There are 365 days in a year. I'm only okay about 5 days. The other 360 days, chronically ill girl. Chronically ill girl. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Ayo. I talk about books, K dramas, and everything in between. So if you enjoy that, please stay a while. And if you love Jane Austen, oh, this is the fan page. So welcome. Hi, okay. So today I'm gonna be doing the reader's profile tag from Natalie's library. I will tag her below, and she also tagged a couple of people. So you know what? I don't know who actually created this tag, but let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna be looking down because I have the questions here on my iPad and I'm reading from them. So, question one: what for you makes a good book? Good plot, good characters, good pacing. I think that's it. That's it. Character, plot, pacing. Look, I don't mind. I'm not partial unless it's a horror story because why are you trying to make me scared? I don't like that. Stop it. Yeah, but apart from that, what? If a book is good, it's good. I don't mind. I'm not really partial. I love a romance, but don't get me wrong. I read anything. Okay, I'm a reader first, so stay curious. I think. Number two, what are you currently reading? Currently, I'm reading about three. You know what? One thing about me, I don't know if I've told you guys. I don't read one book. I'm reading about 3 or 4 books, sometimes five. I don't know what to tell you. So currently, I'm reading Mansfield Park for book club. We are reading Mansfield Park in my book club, and now we're on volume 3. So really good, very very good. We've had some really good discussions. Cause Henry, my man, what are you doing? Also Edmond. Ooh, if you know, you know. Anyways, so Mansfield Park, and I'm also reading The Ambitious Games for book club, Kalila's book club. Shout out to Kalila. And what else? I'm also reading the Strawberry Patch Pancake House, something like that. Yuck. It went viral on TikTok. It's just a romance novel. Ugh, and number 4, I'm reading Promise Me Sunshine. So I'm just reading a lot of books. Okay, I'm reading a lot of books. Yeah, and I'm actually planning to start another one. So, you know, I want to start the audiobook of Everything I Know About Love. It's on my 25 books I want to read in 2025. You watched it? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So those are the books I'm currently reading. What's the last book you didn't finish and why? Hmm, let me think. I don't know. What book didn't I finish? I don't know. I haven't read a lot. Look, I don't finish a lot of books, but not for lack of like I tend to go back to books. So I'm trying to think of the one book I know I had a visceral reaction to not finishing was number 3 in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think. Do you know what? I don't even remember the title of the book. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I did not finish that book. I was so mad. I was so it got me very heated. I think I told you I threw it out of my house. I was like, okay, I need this out of my house. I know I don't like that book. That is the one book. Yeah, and the reason why is that I thought that the plot was not realistic, it wasn't probable. Okay, so there's a rule in writing. You can write the impossible but not the improbable. So we can believe things that cannot happen. This is fantasy. You're a writer. Make things up. We all make things up all the time. But it has to make sense. And at some point I was like, this does not make any sense. I don't know why this character is making all these choices because the 2 books that we were reading before, this was not the character. And now you just switch everything up on its head. A plot twist. Let's talk about writers doing that now, modern writers doing that. I cannot stand it. For a plot twist, they just wake up and switch the whole thing, character development, gone out the window. Okay, gone out the window. Plot, what plot? What plot? Because if you read book 1 and you connect the dots, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. So I have to ask. Who is checking those books? Who are the editors? Okay, get me in the editing room because what's happening? What's happening? Okay, number one, two, three, four. Number four. What obscure book do you wish other people would read? Hmm. I don't really read a lot of obscure books. I'd say maybe something African. Read aloud to me. I think everybody should read aloud to me. Please read aloud to me. Gods are not to blame. Such a good book. But I feel like it's popular back home. But I think globally, we should read aloud to me. Read aloud to me. Yeah, yeah. I think the gods are not to blame by Olaritimi. That's my book. That's the one book I wish everybody would read. Um, what's the longest book? Number five. What's the longest book you ever read? The Bible. Read the Bible. Read your Bible, guys. But let's say fictional book. I think Anna Karenina, because that book was long. It took me about 3 months. And this was me in secondary school. Okay, this was me in secondary school reading this. And when I mean this was me in secondary school me was she was in a bag. Okay, I read books in 2 days, 3 days. I was done. I still read books in 3 days. You know what? I'm still in my bag. I'm still in my bag. But these days, like now, it takes me ages to read books, and I'm very upset about this. But you know, that is life. Life, because of my grief, I find it hard to get into books now. But yeah, that was me in my back, and it took me a month. What was I doing? I don't know. I want to reread it for my series, but Anna Karenina would be my. Although I don't know how long that book is. Maybe 700 and something. Maybe that's not my longest book, but I'm gonna call it my longest book. Mm, if you could have a dinner party with five fictional characters, who would they be? This is actually fascinating. Okay, I'm gonna five characters, fictional characters. Henry Tilney has to be there because what do you mean Henry wouldn't be there? I need my man. I need my man, and he has to be there. So Henry Tilney number one, and returning from Northern Abbey. Yes, it's gonna be the life of the party. We're gonna have fun. Olive Kitteridge from Elizabeth Strout. Ooh, this is a character that, look, she doesn't come up often in the novel, but when she comes in, she's so iconic. Wow, such a well drawn character. I love Olive Kitteridge. She's difficult, but very intriguing. I just really, I'm fascinated by her. So I would love to meet her. Olive Kitteridge. Jane Bennett from Pride and Prejudice. I don't know if this is unpopular. A lot of people think that Jane is too soft, too quiet, blah blah blah. I love Jane. I would love to get into her mind, and I would love to talk to her. So yeah, should be my number three. Number four is Darcy. Because why not? Let's have Darcy up here. Let's have Darcy up in here. Okay, I love Darcy. So why not? Number five, I think I'll just do something modern, and I'll do Cassie from the rom-com. I found that so fascinating and so interesting as a character, and the way that she was able to deceive Jack for a long time. And yeah, but even more than that, I love her mind, and I think I've told you some of the things that I find interesting about her. A characterization and her struggles. Being a 28-year-old who isn't in love, who is in a relationship when all your friends are getting married. It's kind of difficult, and the loneliness of that she talks about. Fascinating. So those are my five. Those are my five. So many other people, but you know what? We'll just do those five. We'll just do those five off the top of my head. Okay, number. Okay, I don't even know what number we're on, but okay. The next one is five books you'd want if stranded on a desert island. Ooh, five. If I was start. Hmm. Okay, bring me, bring me Pride and Prejudice, cause hello, bring me Northanger Abbey. That's two Jane Austen. Two Jane Austen has to be. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a Jane Austen fan page. Um, Number three, I need a romance novel. Okay, I need a romance novel, and I will pick. by Sarah Ogle. You Deserve Each Other. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Ogle. Number three. And we need a thriller. We need a thriller. Yes. We need a thriller because okay, I need to be I'm thinking that book that got adapted into a series that I still haven't seen, but I really love the the show. Sorry, I really love the book, but I haven't seen the show. Uh, uh, um, 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 um. You know what? I don't remember. I don't remember the title. I will put it on the screen. But yeah, that one. That is a thriller that I enjoy. I think is the last thing he told me by Laura Den. No, Laura Dave. Something like that. I will put it on the screen. But yeah, the last thing he told me. That'd be my number four. Number five. Tenant of Welfare All by Anne Bronte. I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm gonna be having fun. Yeah, a Bronte, Austen, two Austens, a thriller, and a romance novel. Yes, Desert Island. Here I come. I'm not gonna be bored. Ooh, bored. Where? Look, it's even here on my look. It's here on my iPad. It says I can survive well enough on my own if given the proper reading material. So see, yeah. So of course, I'll be fine. I'll be fine in that desert. I'll be fine in that desert. Okay, desert air come. Okay, the next one is one book you could not put down. I'm going to I'm going to give a shout out to a book I don't really like that much, but you know I could not put that book down. And it is Stephanie Gaba's Once Upon a Broken Heart series. Once Upon a Broken Heart, I read the whole three books in 3 days while having a full time job, commuting 3 hours up and down. Yeah, I had little to no sleep. I was working full time. Look, I was still in my bag because I couldn't put that down. I had to know. I read the three books in 3 days. Look, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. So Once Upon a Broken Heart. So Once Upon a Broken Heart, Ballad of Never After. I think Ballad of Never After is the better one. And number three is Cause of True Love. The Cause of True Love. Those three books. But Ballad of Never After is the better one. But yeah, start with Once Upon a Broken Heart. Yeah, I couldn't put those down. Then the next one is five books or author you will never read. Or authors you will never read. Never read. I don't like horror, so Stephen King was out. I wouldn't read him. I think genre, dark romance. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm scared. Okay, why? Also, anything that is just not, mm, you know, a bit out there. I don't like outlandish. I'm not a fantasy girl. I like my books rooted in reality, and I also don't like violence. I don't like strong language. So if you have any of that in the book, I probably wouldn't be reading it. So I actually think there are a lot of people that I have never read that people really enjoy, but I'm never gonna pick them up. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Never say never, really. I like to say never, but I'll say Stephen King because I cannot. Horror, no. Maybe sci-fi sometimes. I don't really like sci-fi, but I told you I'm trying to read dark matter, so maybe. So yeah, I can't think of five. Five is a lot. Five is a lot. I don't know so many, but yeah, anything dark, violent, strong language, violence against women, assault. Oh, no, coming out. Yeah, so I hope that answers it. The next one is if you were to write a book, what would it be about? This is such a good story. This is such a good question because I'm a writer. And okay, two. I have a collection of short stories that I'm working on that is supposed to be about mental health and Nigerians. So it's supposed to look at mental health from the perspective of families in Nigeria, but not just. Mm, It is not. My stories don't focus on the big on the not victim, on the person suffering, yeah, but on how it affects the family, the people. So one of my stories is about a romantic interest dealing with the aftermath of finding out that their partner has anxiety. One of them has to do with a parent dealing with a daughter having depression, like stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm looking at the family and mental health, but in an African setting. So that is one of my stories. Then that is one. But yeah, I think I have like three stories done. And I need to do like four or five, or is it seven? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Then my novel. I actually wanted to write a novel. And if I were ever gonna get to it, it would be a romance novel between so it's supposed to be like a romance novel about two people who, I don't like romance novels where the conflict is between them. I think that is a problem because why all that will they won't they? I don't have time for it. I'll much rather try to find out these people having issues separately and how that affects their relationship. So I'm looking at somebody who doesn't really want love, you know, not because she doesn't believe in love, but she's come from a family where the parents are not too, they're married, yeah, but they don't have a very good relationship, and that has turned her off love and all of that. And she thinks that I don't want that, and to meet somebody who's from a thriving family and everything is great in his family, and he's just a lover person, and to be intrigued by him and fall in love with him. And let me tell you, they're meet cute. Meet cute is actually something I found online. Anybody can find it. Okay, it was just a prompt I saw on Pinterest, and I was like, sign me up. Oh yes, sign me up. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. Secret. It's a secret. It's a secret. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So that'll be. It's just going to be a romance, but not gonna be a will day, one day. I don't really like those kind of stories, and it's just gonna look at the progress of a relationship, that how outside factors, how they overcome that. So they wouldn't really be breaking up or any of that. I find those kind of things. Basically, it's the romance. Write the romance that I want to read. That basically, that's it. That's it. Or will I ever do it? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Because I haven't written in 3 years. And now I don't even think I'll ever write again. But never say never. Never say never. And so that is my tag for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I have really loved hanging out with you. And if you want, you can stay on my channel and watch other videos if you haven't caught up. Because so many people are like, oh, you keep putting out videos. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for all the support and all the love. I am so grateful. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.